Oh, we're back.
Oh, we're so back.
Because my sister went to like her friend's wedding in India this year, and it was like quite a remote sort of place they went to, and
Mm.
like she had to take multiple photos of people just because she was a white person. But yeah, she got given like someone's baby to hold to pose with for a photo,
Wow.
which apparently I imagine would be quite terrifying.
To be honest, Lenny, I'm not sure if that's just because she was white. I think they could have been a fan of Survivor Southampton.
It wasn't out yet. They didn't know her unless
I
they
think
unless they really like that one podcast episode she was in.
that. uh,
What are the
oh,
chances? But
we need to send Sorensen over there next. He's going to make a killing.
try and get Sorensen on the same episode as Lizzie again.
I was actually thinking that.
I think that'd be quite fun. It was a long episode, an hour and a half, basically.
Yeah, this will be the longest one. There won't be any that will close to that. It's got that extra challenge.
Yeah, and that challenge was long, but arguably, I mean, maybe I should save this, but very funny, that whole challenge.
Welcome to episode 1, season 3 of the If You Know, You Know podcast. First of all, we welcome the man who's just excited to be back and talking to all his friends again. It's Mike Price. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks, guys. Looking forward to a fun one. Joining me is the man who's 1 for 1 in voting correctly whilst casting 0 votes. It's Lenny Greenfield. And joining us, finally, a man who's probably wishing that just over a year ago he picked a number 1. It's Zal.
How you guys been? How you guys? Dude, I I was supposed to ask about the time, and then Mike just dropped me a link, nothing else, just a link, boom, in my chat. It was crazy.
Oh well, that's all, Lenny. I was under the impression that we have some better organisation than that.
Hey, did I not tell you the time?
Nope.
Hold on.
But yeah, this is the one thing that I left in the hands of someone else.
That needs
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't.
the receipts. And
But do you know what?
I'm correct.
You're right, Xiao. I didn't, and for that I apologise. And it won't matter to you, but I will be better in future for everyone else.
You're welcome, future
Yeah,
podcasters.
you've done everyone else a service.
Yes, so obviously now we the recording's already going, but again, anything at any point you want to cut, we just I'll happily take it out in the edit. I'm sure most of what Lenny says will be cut. Actually, I'd say 90% of what anything anyone else says on this podcast is cut, and it's all just me and the edit.
One monologue, 2 men smiling while he talks.
Keep the fluff in. Yeah.
Every now and then someone will cut in, but only to ask me a question, and then I'll just keep going again.
Just a 1 hour recording of me just saying stuff.
Every now and then I'll cut in like moments of Sal taking a bite of some pizza or something like that, and then yeah.
Well, have you just got pizzas, Charles?
Yep. I'm traveling to Cornwall for vacation tomorrow.
Oh, right.
Nice.
So I'm packed up at my girlfriend's house to
girlfriend.
travel tomorrow. Yeah.
How long have you been with your girlfriend for?
About a year.
Nice.
Very shortly after Survivor Southampton, that the two of you got together as well.
Yep.
Well, it's same with me, actually, by the way.
The skills I learned from being a survivor helped me get my girlfriend.
I think that's it. The outcome of the weekend, you left it being like, okay, well, I was very out so I can't hang out with these guys again. I'm going to have to meet some new people.
No, I'm with Zhao. I mean, Emily wasn't interested in me pre-Survivor Southampton season 3, but afterwards,
Yeah, that's
different
such a peace
story.
of mind. Like, hey, I was in my Survivor top 8. How have you been? Man, holler at you.
They say that you're only dateable if you make the merge, Sal. But I mean, obviously, we still got the redemption challenge coming up, so there's still a good chance for you. But
Yep.
yeah, I think we perhaps proved otherwise here. Sal, have you shown the episode to your girlfriends?
I'll I'll show it tomorrow on the train.
How are you doing, Mike?
How have you
Yeah,
been?
I'm doing very nicely, guys. Thank you for asking. I've been very busy with a lot of editing, and
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
good editing, I thought. I feel like your comedic editing has come on leaps and bounds.
Agreed.
I just thought there were some really good cuts at points, particularly the one where someone asks JB why is nicknamed J Bone, and then he like starts talking. You just cut away, and it's way funnier than anything you could possibly have revealed.
good. I'm glad you picked up on that because yeah, I don't know how many other times he'll be asked during the season, but rest assured that if there are any more, it will be cut away again. Uh, yeah, I think the only way we'll ever know is to eventually when his time comes, we get him on the podcast. Maybe finally we can get the actual dirt on why his name's actually J Bone.
I'll find out, but then you'll cut it out of the podcast as well, so no one else will get to know.
Yep.
I can show your reaction to it though.
Good. You need more Gen Z special effects like the booms and all the dumb. I heard someone say 6-7 somewhere within all the videos, and nothing happened. I was expecting something.
It wouldn't have been a thing at that point.
Yeah, but it's post editing, isn't it? You've stitched them up.
Do all the dumb memes in there. Just one episode.
I think it might go beyond my editing expertise to edit in. Like whenever someone says something that now is that has now become a meme over the last year or so. I
Did you predict me higher than you did last season?
think I put you about 10th this time,
Oh yeah,
which is probably about where I put you last time.
no faith in me. No faith in me.
I had more faith in
Thank
Zhao
you.
actually, and
Well,
maybe it'll still bear fruit. But Zhao, you were 6th place on my draft.
thank you. Much
I think-
appreciated.
I think if you could have made it through that first tribal council, you would have had
Yeah.
a much better chance.
When I was late into the room and I noticed how you arranged the seats, and the one in the middle was left empty, and I had to sit down. I was like, "Yep, I'm out. I have to do a story in the dark." I was like, "This scene, who arranged this? That scene was so bad." This, yeah.
I mean, it does raise a good point. I don't know if you noticed, Sal, but it looked as though Lenny openly pointed at you and showed everyone else.
I heard about
Lenny,
that too.
would you have pointed to whoever was sat in that seat, or was it just been Zhao?
I think if it was anyone but Isaac, I probably would have, because it would just work as well, because everyone's down to 5, and like you're a bit worried. But if someone just points at someone, then you just vote for him.
Especially if that person doesn't see you pointing at them.
But exactly, it's genius, really. But yeah, you picked the wrong seat. You should have just told Oscar that he was in your seat or something.
that would be so smart. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, for future players, I think in the early rounds, don't sit at the front.
Yeah,
So
always sit at the back.
that's the lesson from episode 1.
Yep.
So, you boys have both arrived at the game. You've arrived at the house, Survivor House. You're looking around. What are you making of the other players? Are these the people that you're expecting? Who was unexpected? Who are you thinking, sick, I'll work with them this season? Zhao, any names jumping out at you immediately?
My immediate impression was that Oscar's hair was very puffy. And I was like, wow, that's a new look. I heard he had a new girlfriend at the time, and I was like, that's an interesting haircut.
He's got like a
Other
mullet
than that-
now. He's got like a mullet mustache combo.
Whoa.
Yeah. He rocks it as well, to be fair to him.
I was also quite surprised seeing all the new faces at the event, like Tate, Tate and Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was quite surprised seeing them there, and I was looking forward to their energy.
I feel like I was surprised to not see a couple of the familiar faces. Holly Sheridan, for example.
Oh, yeah.
A big shock that she wasn't there. You're expecting your Knowles and your big dogs. Yeah. But yeah, no Holly. Obviously a bit of a shame. No TG Robbo. I knew he wasn't coming, but
he should have been there.
Yeah, I was gutted. If there's one person in the world that I'd love to vote off again, it'd be TG Robbo.
It wasn't for lack of trying, I will say.
We'll get him on season 4.
Any future occasions that could transpire, I'm sure we'll be checking in. Thoughts on Strath and Beth being in the game together?
Oh yeah, that was a good surprise actually, because I did not think Beth would be doing it or would agree to do it.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised too. But knowing how they usually banter and fight each other, I knew they would try to vote each other off, and I was not really worried about the collusion or anything at all.
Well, that's the thing, because I think it was when they both arrived, that was when Beth revealed to me that Strath had actually at no point told her that he was going to be participating in the game. He basically told her that he was coming along to help. And it wasn't until like a couple of days before when I messaged her being like, oh, here are the colours to like bring something purple and green and tell Strath as well. That was the point at which she learned that Strath was going to be in the game as well. So it feels like classic Strath. What a massive wasted opportunity.
That's so funny. That's actually so
planned out.
My God.
There's commitment to the game, Mike. When you say you can't do any pre-gaming, he was.
Oh yeah,
he was fully on board.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate respect for the game.
That's so funny. He didn't even tell his own girlfriend.
Well, I mean, if you two both have partners, then we could do a little blood versus water season next time. Get all of them involved.
Well, I mean, I actually had a member of my family on this season.
You did?
I don't know if
you had 2, didn't you?
2?
Yeah, you had Lizzie Greenfield and Barnaby Greenfield.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Forgot about Barnaby. No, I want to make it very clear that he's not part of my family and distance myself.
Okay. All right then. So I mean, the last pre-game thing that occurred was, of course, there was an advantage pre-game that was available. Lenny,
yeah. No, what? Was I actually the first?
You were.
You're a prick. Why should I just get the idol? I was fuming. At the time, I just assumed JB, or obviously I didn't know who it was, had beaten me to it. But you've gone, oh, Lenny's gone first. Well, we're not going to give him the idol. We're going to randomly generate it.
So when I posted, well, first of all, that was exactly how it worked last season. It was between you and Will, or someone else and Will? But
no, Will, I didn't do it the season before.
I think it was between Stock and Will, but Will pulled it that time. But this time, it potentially could have been whoever was first, but a lot of the times it then comes down to whose phone senses that the minute is clicked over first, and then it's just like trying to slide between two. But on the post, I think maybe in one of the videos I said tell me on Friday, but then in the video I said tell me on Wednesday. So there's a little bit of confusion there. So
okay.
Leeway. But yeah, the 4 of you did all message me in time. You all 4 of you figured it out, and then the night before the game, while everyone was chatting in the room, I had Veronica randomly draw it out of I think some playing cards or something like that, and JB starts with an idol.
Lucky boy, very lucky boy.
Yeah, could have been you, Lenny.
Quite impressive that you sniffed it out, because I did not have a clue about the hints that was happening and all that. I was like, oh yeah, Mike must have mistyped that, surely. And I just missed the whole thing.
It took me a while because I feel like I'd watched the video the whole way through, and it was only on like a multiple rewatch that I noticed Mike doing sign language in the. It was sign like you were signing out the letters. I think the letters is one of the few things I'd actually ever learned in sign language, so it was good for me. I did letters in a few colours, and then decided that was enough.
Oh yeah, Ross, can you give us a quick colour in sign language?
Yeah, let me.
You got red in you.
Oh, you're going to see part of my leg there. Hold on. Okay, I've got a.
What's that supposed to be?
That's gold. So you do.
Oh, okay.
You do G,
like
and then you do
yellow.
sort of jazz hands, and then silver. You do your S, and then they're the only two I really remember because they're the coolest ones.
How do you
easily
know this?
I did 2 lessons of ESL. No, she's. I think if my girlfriend was deaf, I would have learned more.
No, that's
more than 2 colours and the alphabet.
I see.
Yeah, Joe, I guess I can spell out very long conversations.
I like if she comes in and offers you something, and for you, gold means yes, and silver is just like second option.
I liked how you had a lot of narration in the subtitles for draft. You're like, oh, I'm so tired. It's 2 a.m. What the heck is what is his job? What's
I still don't know. I still don't know what his job is. I think what I've just assumed it is for the rest of the season is hydrogeotechnical engineer. Don't really know what that is. Don't even know if that's the name of an actual job. But I tried
just put engineer down, surely.
It's
he's stuck with that now.
That's fair. That's fair.
Lachlan never gave me a job title for his, so it's just different each time. Anytime he gets a confessional.
Yeah, Lachlan having no clue how the game works.
It was so funny.
I really enjoyed. Did you explain it pre-game?
Well, I sent him all the same videos everyone else has.
Right, it's just Lachlan.
He definitely did not watch any of the videos and went in live.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of this episode, surely he's figured it out now. He's done like that's what happened at each round. There's only a few like changes to the format later on, like like the auction and stuff that he might not be able to see. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, so we get everyone together. I tell the purple their name's Delfino. They all seem pretty happy. I tell you guys your name's Lacerta. What's going on there? Why was that such a terrible name?
I just think Delfino is better.
It's a cool word.
Yeah, like it brings images of the Mario Kart track to mind. But Lacerta is not. It's not doing anything for me.
Yeah, it's kind of lame.
Yeah. Yeah, he sort of let our team down, I think, right from the off.
It's that you got failure.
Yeah, exactly. With a better team name, do we win that first challenge?
Yeah, exactly. And Oscar not taking an hour on the puzzle.
Yeah, I don't think you need a better team name. You need a better teammate to get you through that challenge. First of all, everyone gets put to pairs, and Lenny first true confessional of the episode. We've already had some pre-season material already where other people have had confessionals, but Lenny in with the first one and with an If You Know You Know podcast shout out.
It felt like a job doing that second season. A considerable amount of hours, really, compared to my PhD. What was harder? Who's to say?
And you share your advantage with Tate, who's obviously your teammate, so it makes sense for him to know it. Yeah. Do you think it helped you a lot in the challenge?
Well, I think you know my views on the challenge. I think you're well aware of what I think. I'm glad that I did make it very clear and that you didn't censor me at all because, I wasn't happy at all.
I like it. You were like, oh, this is all luck. This is bullshit. I hate this challenge.
Well, because I had to do this stupid sign language thing and work out what it was. And then I got an advantage in a challenge that is just luck. And you know it's just luck because Oscar sat down for about 20 minutes of it and he won.
Oh, he did. Yeah, it was crazy.
No,
So,
I think that is saying that challenge is luck is disregarding the good work that Zhao did to win it in season 2.
no, I think both times, because the first time I watched that challenge, again, I came up with a great system that put me ahead. We were by far the best at actually doing the challenge. We get knocked out, and then I have to watch, a load of absolute jokers struggle to do what I'd done so quickly. I was fuming then. I was fuming at this one.
If I remember correctly, I think Oscar just gave up and he sat down and he realized that at the end he was not kicked off yet, and he started working a little bit and he kicked the last person off.
No, it's very funny him just hanging up
Yeah.
the phone and Lizzie just being like, "Oh, it's just hung up on me." Well,
I think
I
Oscar
also
was
like
sandbagging. He didn't want to look like too big of a threat for later on in the game. He knew he was always going to win that challenge, so he got the first one in. Went and sat down for a little bit, lowered his own threat level, and then when it was just the chaff left, he got up and then just took care of business at the end.
But also, a bit of responsibility has to fall on Lizzie for not even attempting to call him back.
Yeah, but no, his phone was on the table, surely, and then he's just gone to sat with you guys.
Did he not take his phone with him because he thought he was out?
You know, I don't even know. But
At least try. He just put the phone down, the piece of paper was like, well, that's it. Nothing we can do.
Zhao, you are paired with Strathclyde. What did you think of your teammate? Were you happy to be with him, or were you like, that's a big target on us already?
I was a little bit worried that we would be targeted. However, I knew that he works hard and he's a proper player, so I tried my hardest too. However, my hardest was not not very good. I was quite slow, and I got kicked out before we eliminated a single person.
Yeah, but you were so good on it in season 2. What was the issue this time? Was Strath just giving you terrible information?
That, and I think I had long transport, and I get motion safe, and I was a little bit weak on the day.
Oh no.
It's fine.
Your head wasn't in the game. Well, do you know what? This might work out because you can have a nice long rest now and recover for the rest of the day, eat a giant roast chicken, and then be ready for the redemption challenge.
Exactly. I was filled up. I was ready.
I've got that. I'm going to have to keep on the podcast. We'll do a roast chicken watch. I think throughout the next several episodes. We'll just kind of update our viewers with the state of how cooked that chicken is.
I think it was perfectly cooked, and some people had it, and they were like, "What the fuck? Why is there a chicken here? Why is there a whole roast chicken in this place?"
And again, reasonable question, I'd say. Very reasonable.
I've just finished editing one of the immunity challenges, quite far along, in quite a few rounds' time, where we're discussing the chicken that's in the process of being cooked in the oven. So it will come up. It will get a few more shout outs throughout the rest of the next few episodes. So even if you don't make it back in Redemption's out, then that is a strong legacy already.
That's good to hear.
Lizzie being referred to as the Dominator.
I will say, sorry, very weird. Just my sister being there.
Yeah, how did she get invited? Mike, what channels do you have to go through to get his sister there? You just blind message her, slide into her DMs and say, "Hey."
No. Zhao, I make it my business to get heavily acquainted with all female friends and relatives and partners of anyone I know, really. So it was very simple just to reach out. But no, Lizzie, of course, friend of the podcast, a former guest on the If You Know You Know podcast in season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
She was keen to come on, but it was weird, obviously, because she hadn't met anyone there, and then suddenly I'm seeing my sister talk to like Bill and Lachlan, and it's just very confusing.
So what was your game plan regarding Lizzie? Like, how were you going to were you trying to navigate around that? I mean, you're obviously finding out quickly you're on different tribes, but are you then trying to navigate back to her? Are you going to try and keep her safe if you can? Are you going to throw challenges to keep her safe?
I don't think I would do anything to try and keep her safe. To be honest, I went in thinking it's going to go either like she's just going to get voted out because no one knows her, but also I think if you spend like 10 minutes with my sister, you just end up liking her because she's very friendly and she's just very good at talking to people. So I thought that, you know, realistically, she's going to be, you know, a good person to have around. And if anything, having someone that is related to me and maybe just a lot nicer than me could only help my chances, right?
Yeah.
Have someone almost apologizing for me.
Yeah, she helped your reputation a little bit. Your reputation in Survivor and in Skunks in general is very funny.
What do you mean Skunks in general?
After all the working weeks, all I remember is you pulling some bullshit during the working weeks. Like the biggest backstabs ever is all from you.
Yeah. People don't forget, do they?
They don't. That's all I remember from the working week is Lenny did some bullshit backstab that really shocked me. That's all I remember.
See, I live a lot of my life as an honest man, I like to think. But you know, people just don't let you forget the few times where you've let go a little bit. And
yeah.
What is that? Trust takes a lifetime to build and a minute to break.
But I think it's just in my mind, like you don't really get a good opportunity in life to lie and backstab and really cheat people. But when it's a game, it's just like it's fair play, isn't it?
That's how everyone's
gonna care.
knows
so
you're about to pull some bullshit. If it's a game, Lenny's gonna do some nonsense.
Yeah, well, I just can't help it. I was like, I've been raised my whole life on a philosophy in games that you shouldn't really be trying to win. You should just be trying to make other people lose. And it comes from like one of my like great uncles and my grandparents, and that's how they play like board games and stuff. And I think that's just sort of seeped into me where it's just really fun to like ruin someone else's game. It means more than winning. So I think that's probably why I enjoy the Survivor so much.
So you're looking around at the cast there, Lenny. Whose game are you thinking? I can't wait to ruin their game.
That's the thing. It doesn't even matter.
Apparently, me. I got ruined first.
You're the first victim, but I don't like going with a plan to ruin a certain person's game. Like as soon as an opportunity comes up that I think will be funny to screw someone over, I just take it. And
you're jumping in on it. Yeah.
Unfortunately for you, Zhao, I remembered in this episode that you'd never survived the tribal council, and
people will bring it up too. People will bring it up. They're like, "Oh yeah, I heard Zhao has never survived the tribal council. Wouldn't it be so funny to vote him up again?"
And I did feel a bit of guilt watching the episode and realizing that definitely came from me. And it's such an unjust way to get voted out, but
it's okay, man. You got to
do what you got to do.
So you guys won't have seen the preview cast assessment I did with Sock because as we're recording this, it has not yet been uploaded, but we actually had a very similar conversation. So about a year ago before the game, when myself and Sock sat down and did all of our preseason stuff, and I showed him the cast. I said at the time, Zhao, of course, having never survived a tribal council, and Sock immediately said, yeah, but Lenny and Isaac and Oscar will think that that's funny and do their best to vote him off because of it. And I said, no, absolutely not. Zal, I think we'll continue on and end up in about sixth place. And Sock said, no, if I was there, I'd vote him out too.
I should have had a better shot in the dark role, and I would be fine.
Maybe the better thing to have done was to notice Lenny immediately making a non-aggression pact with Theo before the reward challenge, and then immediately eliminating Theo. First chance he got. What was
You
going
know
on
what? It wasn't out of malice or anything. I just completely forgot that I'd said that to Theo. Genuinely, it didn't even cross my mind, and I was panicking because I'd spent so long there, and I didn't know who to vote off. And then you just said someone, and then I must have seen Theo and Kai and just gone, yeah, they're not going to do anything, and just taken them out. But God, did I feel bad when I've been reminded shortly after that, yeah, I did speak to him 5 minutes before and tell him that the one thing I wasn't going to do was kick him off.
It's a Lenny classic, Lenny special.
Yeah. And that doesn't help because like people like Theo and Carol will have come into this game with a sort of idea because I'd only met them once or twice, so they've probably come in with this idea that I'm an absolute bastard who'll backstab at every opportunity, and then 10 minutes, like genuinely 10 minutes from the start of the game, I've just gone and proven it to Theo by doing this, and well, a bit of a disaster really. I don't think if I was Theo, obviously I wouldn't trust myself for the rest of the game.
Okay, a couple of other things I noticed in the reward challenge. Lachlan tickling people as a strategy. Do you think that was...
That was so funny, especially because it's Big Dog.
That is very like him. I was not surprised at all.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Oh yes, there's a classic Ben Roberts running across the garden. He with a sort of casual little like he knew he was looking for the intro shot, the one where I slow-mo someone and then I put their name next to it. He was looking for it and I deliberately didn't use it, Ben.
Oh,
it was too good. It was too perfect.
Surely no one at all was ever looking for the perfect intro shot.
That's so funny that he did it on purpose.
No, I genuinely, he probably didn't, but it just, there was a moment where he probably just like double took the camera, but just the fact that he was looking at it and it was just kind of casual smile and a run, it's like, no, I'm not using this, Ben.
I really like the intro shot you gave me, by the way.
You know, you can only take from the first couple of episodes for the intro shot, because otherwise it's just like, interesting how there's a shot of Mike
come up yet.
Yeah, Mike. There's a shot of Mike appearing to be in the final immunity challenge, and yet we're
someone holding a pan over the top of their head.
Season 4, I'm gonna do some like fake intro shots. I'm gonna film some like fake challenges for like 2 seconds purely for the intro, and then people be watching this like, when did that challenge happen?
Like just a shot of Oscar juggling for a few seconds.
I will say on the reward challenge, because it hasn't come yet, I do want to note that the only person that actually did it correctly was Isaac. So had the challenge been, you had to find 10, there were 10 codes, you had to find them, and it wasn't any eliminating, it was just whoever gets to the end first. Isaac and Tommy would have won it so easily, because Isaac was the only one up there that realised that there were 2 discrete symbols. One of them was the asterisk and the other one was the sort of 6-pointed starting. No one else figured it out. I think Lachlan sort of got it a bit later on, but otherwise nobody got it. Everyone was giving their partners bad information, and it was just complete pot luck as to which code they found. That was why Ben was wrong every time, because of the 3 that he found, they just all happened to be the wrong ones. Like Oscar was just lucking into it each time. The one that you got, Lenny, that was just luck as well.
Yeah.
So the only people that are actually doing it right were Isaac and Tommy. So shout out both of them there.
But again, that just shows the challenge is absolute bullshit. They're the one.
Well, Isaac and Tommy,
the only people who got the challenge, and obviously they're just middle of the pack lost.
Well, clearly they didn't ingratiate themselves well enough, or they were too much of a threat.
Yeah, genuinely, if it happens again in a future season, I'm just going to sit down and just wait to see if I make it to the end.
If things had gone in a slightly different way, like if someone had looked at a different code first, then like Oscar giving me the wrong answer each time. Like JB kept giving me wrong answers. I had to keep sending them back. Like you would have given me the wrong answer, and then Tommy and Isaac just effortlessly get through the first three, and then they're just done. So I think they just got pretty unlucky, really.
Well, I mean, it's a bit embarrassing that they knew how to do it and still didn't make significant progress.
Well, that's because they were taking a while to find the codes because they were actually looking for the correct codes.
No, but it's not that hard to find the codes. There's like 10 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, well then maybe that's on Tommy then.
Yeah. I don't know. Was the second one I found, was that right or wrong?
I don't know, so I don't think you ever told me.
Yeah, because I got through the first one, flying colours.
You see, I even show on the graphics, like everyone says star, 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 and you look at it, it's just like, okay, well those are clearly two different things.
Yeah, maybe we should have seen that on the ground floor, but I feel like it's less on the runners.
Yeah, it's 100% on the people upstairs, especially because I'm pretty sure I told them at the start there's 4 different symbols. So don't know what's going on then. So all of them just completely messed up with the exception of Isaac. So yeah, Tate was giving you bad intel, Lenny, but you were still happening to find the right stuff. JD was giving me so much shit for this challenge for quite a long time since the game as well. And he kept saying like, oh, like the codes that you wrote must have been wrong. But no, you were just getting bad intel from the dog for the whole challenge. He was just telling me star, 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 and it wasn't stars.
So, every clip of Lockwood going, it's star, 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 dash.
So Zhao, Strath was upstairs chatting shit to Isaac.
Yep.
Pretending that he was trying to eliminate him, and then unfortunately for you, it was the exact time that Isaac and Tommy did finish their code. So Tommy hits up Isaac like, "Who should I get rid of?" And Strath was so easily on Isaac's lips. Do you blame Strath for your demise?
Absolutely, dude. I heard from I think I heard from Isaac himself that right before he picked me, Strath was just yelling at me to vote Isaac out when I didn't have a code. He was saying, "Vote Isaac out, quick, quick, quick!" And I didn't have a code, so I immediately got voted out. It's entirely on him. It's so funny.
This one's all on Strath. Oscar forgetting he's got more codes. That was generational fumble there. Ty calling the older players washed. What do you think of that?
Quite funny.
Guess
I like the
we'll find
banter.
out.
I don't think he was
I like the energy.
serious. Like, no one could seriously think that I'm washed.
Lenny's always in the game. Lenny, Noel, and Strath, in my eyes, are always a huge problem in every tribal council. Like, it's impossible to vote them off. They'll get some bullshit going, and it's impossible.
It's a great boost to the ego watching it back and people calling you a big threat. Like, worrying about me, when to take me out. Like, guess I'm just a top player.
You are.
Let's move on to the immunity challenge. So, yes, were you surprised to see the advantage that was introduced into the game? I guess Zhao first of all, because Lenny found out a little bit more about it as we'll see. So there was an extra bag with puzzle pieces, but there wasn't a puzzle piece in the bag. It was a secret advantage.
Oh,
did you?
So that was the one that people were doing dressed up.
You didn't, did you? So I guess I found out about it by being handed it with a blindfold on.
Yeah, unfortunately that bit wasn't filmed, which was a shame. So I had to sort of try and show exactly what happened without actually being shown you actually handed it, which was a bit of a bummer. But
yeah, because as soon as I saw it on the saw you mention it, I remembered that I end up with this advantage, and then I was just waiting like, when am I going to get handed this? But it was so stupid. They were like talking about like maybe it was like a clue to the puzzle, and then as soon as I felt it, I was like, oh, I know what that is. I'm going to take this and then pretend I don't have it.
Yeah, I think it's particularly skillful given that, so Oscar was obviously aware that that was the advantage. It's in the bag that Carol has. He then brings it into the room, which is where the cameras, we don't have footage of that, but Carol presumably brings it into the room. Then it gets passed around. Beth says that it's in her hands at one point, and then presumably it either gets passed around and you just take it, or you just snag it out of her hands, wasn't it?
No, so they're passing around and they're saying like it's a clue to the puzzle or like a map or something.
Oh, I remember this now.
Yeah, and then we're all I think everyone sort of has a feel of it, and because I'm on the end of the line, I just get it, and then like you can feel the kind of paper it is. I'm like, oh, hello. And then I'm just like, oh, yeah. And then I just put it in my pocket.
I felt it
Yeah,
too,
I think
but I completely missed that it's an advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think later in the challenge when me and whoever I was paired with, was it Theo?
Theo,
We
yeah.
were sat on the sofa and Oscar comes over to ask about this like map slash clue that apparently I have. And I can't remember how I fob him off. Maybe I just show him it and like with it like tightly gripped in my hand, or maybe I just like whisper to him that it's an advantage, but I end up keeping it. And it's just, I mean, it's so lucky that I've ended up with that because how has Oscar not got that
Yeah.
for himself? Like that is. I mean, it caps off what is an incredibly poor performance from him all episode long.
First of all, we got a sneaky little Tommy Lizzie alliance going on. Don't know if you guys clocked that, but I
Yeah,
think perhaps even more entertaining is Ben rejecting Tommy's offer of an alliance, only to immediately cut to his intro video where he speaks about how badly he needs and wants an alliance.
yeah, no, that had me crying. That was
That was
so
so funny.
good. Like, if you're Tommy watching that back, surely there could be no greater insult than a man desperate for an alliance rejecting your proposal.
Ben is such a funny player. He tries really hard, but like the the actions are all over the place.
What, like, even if you weren't planning on properly alliancing with Tommy, why the hell would you not just say yes?
Yeah.
Why would you go, nah, sorry, mate, I'm a lone wolf?
Oh, do I have the quote? I love being an outsider, doing my own thing. And I think the term loose cannon was dropped as well.
Yeah.
I'm not sure for all of Oscar's flaws, this episode, I'm not sure a worse move has been made than Ben Roberts openly rejecting an alliance proposal and then suggesting someone else to be in that alliance instead of him. So I mean, did that just mean that Ben Roberts clearly has something cooking elsewhere?
I mean, it could do, or it could just mean that he really just doesn't want to work with Tommy, or doesn't trust him, or, but it is, yeah, I mean, that's got to
Yeah,
hurt.
I've never heard of anybody rejecting an alliance before. It's
Yeah,
actually crazy.
because, like, I mean, it's probably also fairly nice for Tommy in at least he hasn't been lied to. Like, like know who your allies are. Like he hasn't had to, believe that Ben's telling or work out whether Ben's telling him the truth, because you know you would lie about being in an alliance, but I don't think you'd lie to someone about not being in an alliance with them.
Oh God. Okay. In the immunity challenge, so what do we think about the Delfino tribe performance in general in that challenge? Strath as the caller, they obviously get the win, but I think a few mistakes along the way.
Yeah, but I do think Strath is. If I wanted to be on a team for that challenge, I would want him
Yeah,
there.
he's
And
a
he's
clever
proved
man.
it. He's proved it again. He's just very, very good at giving instructions. Sure, he forgot one of the bags, but um, you know, he did do a lot better than.
Yeah,
Again, I mean, it's hard to judge because Oscar was awful, but it does feel like
yeah.
he's just the man for the job.
I remember that we had a huge lead in the first half, and we completely blew it in the second half. We probably got lost 3 times and had to redo the puzzle over and over. And I think even at the end, we were not particularly close.
Was it frustrating to watch back and see that at no point did any movement ever really get made at all on the puzzle? Because it frustrated me at the time. I was like, why have none of the pieces been moved?
Looking back at it, I'm not that surprised anymore because knowing how Oscar was messing around this whole time, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it made me glad that I was just sat on the sofa because I think it would have really frustrated me if I was like the hands behind the puzzle. I mean, you can tell how much it did frustrate the people that were there.
A couple of things that I noticed throughout the challenge we can skim through briefly. Also, getting Isaac and Zhao to get the incorrect color puzzle bag at the start. So another error from Oscar there. Who do we think was the best at doing press ups? Lachlan, Carol, Ben, Tommy.
Ben was pretty good, wasn't he?
He's athletic, but Lachlan is always the funniest. So I'll say Lachlan.
Yeah, I think of the four, I think Carol was particularly bad. The other three were all okay.
Yeah, I think how bad a press up would it have to be for Faris to not have counted it towards the total? That's what I want to know. At what point would Faris go, no, you're going to have to redo that one? Because I don't know if there was actually a limit.
Yeah.
So I actually did go back and count these as part of my role as editor, and it's a year later, and Carol has still yet to complete his 20 press ups.
How many did he do?
He did about 7 proper ones, and then about 10 really shitty ones.
That's disappointing from Faris.
Zhao, at one point, you and Isaac start yelling at Noel just to go forwards. It's when Strass trying to give him instructions, and you're just yelling over.
Oh, yeah. We were trying to mess with their tactics, and I don't think it worked at all. But it was very funny for us.
I think that's some great emergent gameplay there.
Yeah, I was thinking watching it back, would it be a viable strategy? Say you'd already got a piece somewhere and then you saw Strath sending someone, like 2 people there. Would it be viable to send 2 of your own team there to just sort of block them from getting back?
I mean, that's sort of what happened in season 2. And if you watch at the very start of this one, I think it's Theo who's preventing Kai from going under the table right at the start of the challenge. So, it's sort of it's a blurred line, and it'll probably be sort of up to my discretion each time. But
or like similar to Oscar taking the wrong colour bag, taking their bag and just disposing of it somewhere. Would that have been an illegal move?
That would have been an illegal move.
Would it have resulted in disqualification?
I think if it's in a place that would be unable to retrieve the bag, then I think so.
Yeah.
At one point, Noel just grabs Kai's crotch.
Yeah, he'd been waiting for that chance for about 2 years, so he's like.
I think he'd actually taken his blindfold off at that point as well. There's no real way of knowing. Strat leaving Ben and Tommy out in the rain to open his advantage.
I remember that.
Game's the game.
They were out there asking, "Are we done yet? It's raining. Is everyone strapped?" They were just out there in the rain.
Rewatching it, was the whole layout and all of the obstacles that I'd set up, was it what you had expected from being in it at the time, or was it just like, oh, okay, I had no idea this was there?
I didn't know about like the chairs, like the chair one. I thought all in all good layout.
Yeah, I did not expect the layout at all, and it was quite interesting having to lean down and crawl. So yeah, I agree with Lenny.
I think really an improvement on what was a good challenge in the season before. Though maybe having seen both of the challenges now, perhaps you'd consider, if you did it again, making the puzzle easier, like really, really easy.
I think if I was to run that exact one again, I think I just let the puzzle people just take their blindfolds off, because that's the sort of one where it's so much easier if you can move pieces around.
But even like if it was just like a 10 or like a 12-piece jigsaw that was just a photo or something.
Yeah.
That would be doable with a blindfold, because clearly anything slightly complicated is a big challenge.
Yeah, that's fair enough. The next point I've got is Zhao and Isaac, the arms linking fiasco, Isaac crawling in the wrong direction, both of you backwards crawling.
Yep.
What's going on?
Let me think. I remember that, honestly, Isaac's quite nice to work with. I think the instructions were pretty bad, but he's a he's he's nice to cuddle. It was nice.
But you sound, yeah, Isaac's probably quite a warm. I think he's big. You
He
happily
was
cling on
linking
to him
arms
when
and
it's
stuff.
raining. Yeah.
It was a nice moment. I like that.
Oscar coming out and going, well, surely you guys can get yourself facing the
Oh,
right way.
he did say that. It was crazy. Yeah, we were also in the rain, like the other pair that had nothing else to do and had to just wait in the rain. So me and Isaac just waited there, nothing else, and I was like, "Yep, let's just go in and take our blindfolds off. It's probably fine."
How does this compare to last season? Because obviously, Lenny, you're on the tribe that kept losing. Now you're on the tribe that kept winning. What was both of you's feelings at this point?
I was quite optimistic that I would not get voted out first until JB gained immunity. And then I kind of knew I was a bit screwed, especially because Lenny was behind me and I couldn't check what Lenny was doing. I was like, yep, it's gotta be me.
I had serious flashbacks to season 2 of just, oh no, here we go again. I've been given all the shitters, and I'm gonna lose 6 tribal challenges in a row, and we're gonna be absolutely decimated here. I mean, look at the 2 tribes. I do think we were slightly less equipped for winning challenges. Maybe I do think it was right to pick someone who wouldn't be able to go out if they were the team captain, just because. Well, I mean, we saw how much of a target it would put on your back. Like, Oscar definitely would have gone out if he was able to.
Yeah.
The caller it was proven to be a really tough role in season 2, which is why I wanted to reward the person that stepped up to do it with the advantage. So it really helps Oscar, the fact that he was also immune. He then obviously completely fumbled the advantage and the challenge, but he had a lot of potential there. So we go into the strategy. So some potential miscommunication going on here. So Lenny suggests in a conversation with Yuzao and Oscar that the 3 of you could potentially team up. So why did this not get taken further?
I heard Lenny suggest it. I agreed, obviously. And then as I spoke around with the other people, I kind of sensed that Lenny said something about me. I didn't tell me, but I sensed it, and I was like, "Oh no, Lenny's up to his nonsense again. I gotta watch out for this alliance." And I knew the alliance would be okay if Oscar didn't get immunity and had to leave, but Oscar left, and I was like, it's only me and Lenny. Lenny would probably not keep his word, and I'll defend for myself.
Did you not back Isaac to stick with you?
No, not really. Let me have a think.
I'm not sure you'd actually spoken in that round from what I remember watching back.
Yeah, I don't think I spoke to him at all. That's why I didn't think he would stick with me.
In all honesty, I probably would have said it to whoever I was with as a first 3, because it worked for me in the last game where the first 3 people I spoke to, I was just like, yeah, let's just sit together and vote someone out.
Yeah.
So I imagine that's what I was going for. Yeah, but at some point my mind must have changed. Probably when I realised you'd never survived the tribal council before. So yeah, apologise for that.
It's alright. I do think Oscar and JB getting immunity completely changed everything.
Yeah,
and everyone got a little bit lost, and Lenny was their one leader.
Yeah, I think you're unlucky. Most of the other people who were being name dropped were taken out of contention. Had JB been there, had Oscar been there, had Beth been there, is it a different game?
Yeah.
The impression I had, Lenny, was that you were always looking to save your vote this round. you were never looking to vote, so you were always just whatever name was said, you were just going with it. If you didn't have this advantage, would you have pushed someone harder, or would you have then been too nervous that maybe it might come back on you?
No, I don't think it's worth properly pushing. If you think you're safe, I don't think it's worth like really going after someone in round one, because you sort of create that, like, if they don't go out, then you have that sort of weird rivalry dynamic, like sort of like you like Lucy and Will in the last series, and I think that's a bit of a nightmare. Quite nice to just sort of float around and agree with everyone. Though JB was very clearly on to me right from the start.
He was.
At one point, the quote, "Lenny's a backstabber. We know it from previous seasons. He will do anything he can to win," was said.
Who said that? Because it could literally be anyone.
It could be
This
everyone.
particular quote was said by Beth.
Oh yeah, no, actually, Beth. I didn't expect that from Beth to be so anti-Greenfield right from the off.
That's a good read.
I think
that's a very good read from her.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think it's because you probably stole the thing out of her hands, but she definitely was 100% sure that you had whatever it was, and they all thought it was an idol.
Yeah. Not as smooth as I potentially thought, but
yeah, I just wish that footage was there. It would have been great to see exactly how it went down. Okay, so Oscar is fully going for JB. JB's going for Carol, sort of a little bit. Theo's going for you, Lenny. A question for you guys. So at the start, Carol, Theo, and Beth, they're stood together for a while. Lenny, you try and approach them, get rebuked. So the rest of the six, you kind of switch up a couple of times. Is the three of them standing together for so long a red flag with that putting an unnecessary target on their back?
Rather than made me target them, it made me afraid of my own safety. I was thinking, if the three of them team up, whoever they pick would probably be voted out, and I was trying to figure out if that person would be me.
It was like needlessly suspicious to stay together for that long, and they're probably fairly lucky that no one's like called them out on it straight away and gone, we need to split these three up. Surely you don't need that much of an in-depth chat in round one.
We then see the first mention of Zal's name when Lenny eventually goes and breaks up that group, and Theo appears to say it just as a cover-up for the fact that he was saying Lenny. So that's the first time the name even gets mentioned.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, Theo rightfully going for me after I did screw him over in that challenge.
So yeah, I mean, it could have just been the case that that configuration of people left at the end were all of the people that had just happened to say Zal to each other.
Yep.
So I think it, yeah, again, I'm unfortunate in that sense.
Theo probably randomly brought it up, and then Lenny, just to agree, he was like, yeah. Here's why, and it kind of went along. Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I
lost to a random call. That's unlucky.
Well, I mean, there's a chance you could have been saved, Zal, because so first of all, so you vouch for Lenny to Beth and JB when they're suggesting him to you.
Boy, was I feeling guilty at that point in the video.
Yep. Although Zal does then say that you will backstab everyone. So yeah, it's sort of it's a good half vouch. Zal, do you stand by your quote of Lenny backstabs everyone?
Yes, I stand by it every time. No matter what game, as long as it's a game, Lenny's gonna do something stupid.
Yeah, probably.
One more thing before we get to the tribal and the vote. Beth floats out an idea of an alliance to you, Zal, and to JB. But at that moment, you walk off.
Oh, I think it's because in my head, JB is a big target, and I didn't want to review anything through my expression. But in hindsight, maybe no. In hindsight, it would not have made a difference anyway, because they had immunity and they had to leave the voting.
Yeah, if anything, it would have been much worse for you if you had found yourself two allies, and then when you really needed them, they were both shipped off upstairs.
Yeah.
A tribal council. So Lenny, obviously, you banked your vote. Okay. Did you plan a third person answer in your head? Because obviously the way that the vote banking work is that you have to refer to yourself in the third person.
Yeah.
Was that on the fly as an answer, or had you thought about it in your head? Oh, okay, well, if we talk about challenge, I can say the Lenny and Theo pair or something like that.
I think I was very conscious of it when the questions were coming, and like I was just trying to keep it like at the forefront of my mind. But then, yeah, it was just whatever excuse I could find to say something. Really,
So Oscar and Lachlan, safety without power. It turns out that that's what the advantage is. Both of them get up and leave. Does that seem fair? If Lachlan stayed, would he have been voted off?
no,
No,
too much
I
fun
think
to have around the camp. Surely,
yep, he's a very fun person, and he's actually quite under the radar, so nobody's really looking at him at all.
Okay, fair enough. So JB and Beth are obviously saved. At which point we get the quote from Lenny. I would rather it been one of the chaff who went upstairs.
It's a good call, Lenny. I like it.
That was either just before or just after you pointed at Zhao behind his back.
That's all right.
honestly,
But
this like
Zhao,
episode is the first time you see me as like a person. Like, if you show it to someone and it's the first impression of me, I must just look like a twat.
for all of the new viewers just hopping on for season 3, this is not a great start for you, Lenny.
It's not a great look, is it?
Guys,
I
Lenny's
think it looks
always
like a
like this.
gameplay.
Wait till you meet him in person.
It's like, I'm planning to show this to Emily, and I've not really told her about any of the other Survivor games. She's just going to come on and think, oh, what have you done? Like, what have you done to these people?
Because quite a few people are just like, he's got a reputation as a backstabber. If she had no context, that is going to be beautiful.
That's all she's gonna hear about. Like 10 people individually mentioning your backstabbing.
I think maybe wait to see how you end up looking in episode 2 before starting to show the series.
Yeah.
So now at this point, I then say, oh, were there any? Do you think there's any groups here that could form? And you call out Carol and Theo. Do you think? I mean, obviously we don't have Carol or Theo here, but do you think there's a chance that they would have gone for Lenny had you not done that?
Yeah, I had a think in my head after I got voted out that maybe I could have gotten Carol and Leo on my side if I played a little bit more aggressively, but I didn't at the time, and it's a misplay. Yeah, I could have rallied the chaff and voted out some bigger players like Lenny or Isaac, and might have been better in the short term, and we would have been racked through the rest of the games.
That's true, actually, because you were going to play your shot in the dark anyway. I mean, even in this universe, you did play a shot in the dark, so there would have been no harm in saying either to Lenny and Isaac, right, let's go for Carol, or turning to Carol and Theo and say, right, let's go for Lenny. Because then even if you play shot in the dark anyway, there's a chance because obviously you don't know this, but Lenny doesn't vote. So there's only 3 votes in the urn anyway.
Yeah.
But if 2 of them are for Lenny or if 2 of them for Carol, then you get away with it anyway.
Yeah, watching it back, like, was a bit risky for me to bank my vote straight away. Maybe
you got a bit shafted though because you didn't know that so many people were going to leave because you banked so early.
Yeah, but scary watching it back.
But now I must of course commend you for your excellent reading of the situation and playing the shot in the dark because I didn't think it was going to necessarily come out, especially not in the first round. So yeah, I think you had good game sense to know that you were in trouble there.
And I mean, good game sense because Carol and Theo, I guess they admit to sort of wanting an alliance in that first episode as well.
Yeah, could have been smarter and more discreet about it on my side, probably, and could have been luckier. I kept thinking, just hit the shot in the dark and it'll be so easy. But I didn't hit it, unfortunately.
What all the votes for Zhao?
Yeah.
Yeah, all three of them were.
Shot in the dark lands. Is it just a revote?
So in that case, we would play it as if the first vote had been a tie. So then it's just so Zhao can't vote. You wouldn't be able to vote, but they wouldn't know that. So I
Yeah.
would give the four of you votes. Obviously, you wouldn't vote, but the other three would. So then they'd all be like, "Whoa, that's so weird!" Like, because I would have pulled out all three votes and said that none of them count, and that would have been it. And then they would have been like, "What's going on? Did only three of us vote?" And then they would have been surprised. And then maybe you could have tried to strong arm them to going for either to keep Isaac with you. But I think at that point you've got to try and get Carol and Theo to go for Isaac.
Yeah. I'd probably flip on Isaac. I wouldn't want to, but Carol and Theo just seem like a package deal, don't they?
Yeah, I think in that instance, I think you're kind of screwed anyway, because I think they would probably naturally want to go for you. And if you suggest to them to go for Isaac, they'd go for you anyway. So I think
Yeah. Well, thank God Zhao
Well-
rolled Snake Eyes.
I took the sacrifice. I took the sacrifice. What did I roll again? 1 or a 6?
I believe it was a one,
Yeah,
as Faris incorrectly called it as Snake Eyes.
snake eyes.
And
I think
Isaac
I-
instantly called him out for it with, "It's not a snake eye, it's just a one."
Oh, before I rolled my shot in the dark, right after the voting period, I mentioned this to Kai, and he asked me to pick 1, and I didn't listen to him.
That's
He called it.
a mistake.
He's a lucky
He's a
man.
beast. Yeah.
Moses
Would you say
dies.
that's the biggest mistake you made, Zal?
Yes. Not listening to Kai.
We do lose you here, Zal, but obviously there is the redemption challenge coming later
I
on.
might
where
come back.
one or multiple players could return to the game. So we may yet get you again later on. You could
Look
you
out,
could even
viewers.
still win the game.
I might be back. I might win the whole thing.
You might
So
survive.
we
You might survive a tribal council. Still to come. Could happen.
or you could go 3 for 3.
I can break the come back and then get immediately voted out. Exactly.
It's happened. Do you know what? It probably happens more often than not in the American version where they have some form of redemption. So, Lenny, would you like to take us to the biggest blunder of the episode?
Yeah. So, well, I was going to give you a few choices. I think in other weeks it may not be quite so crystal clear for our biggest blunder / disaster class of the week. But you know, the nominees this week are obviously Faris for calling a single one Snake Eyes. We've got myself for telling Theo that I'd stick by him in the challenge, and then out of everyone on there, taking him out. Oh, what was the other one? Ben Roberts for just completely denying Tommy an alliance needlessly. And then the final one, which may win it because it was a series of disaster classes from start to finish, of Oscar sitting down in a challenge that he wasn't out or finished in, and then being in the challenge and being given the easiest chance and advantage in the game possible, and that slipping from his grasp, and then just putting in such a bad performance on the puzzle, losing his team the game. I think.
Can I also add throwing out JB's name in the strategy and JB not leaving the game as well?
Yeah. So, I mean, thank God that challenge is completely shite and that he's managed to fluke his way to victory. Because otherwise, I think it would have been one of the worst Survivor campaigns of all time. had he got out in this episode. So yeah, I think this week there's no real competition. I think you both agree with me that Oscar is the least valuable player of the week.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think many honourable mentions, of course, to the other nominees, but I think Oscar, everything encapsulated.
Yeah, I'm hoping in future weeks it won't be quite so clear cut, but it was a monumental performance from Oscar.
I mean, what? Well, while it's the first episode, should we flip that on its head? Should we say who we thought the best player of the week was?
Hmm.
Might be
Let
fun
me
to keep
think.
track of as the season goes along. Who did something particularly good this episode?
I think Isaac didn't really put a foot wrong. He was good in that first challenge.
Honestly, I'll
Oh,
give it to
actually, he did fuck around with Sham outside.
I'll give it to
What's he
Lenny
crawling?
for actually leading the people and like because if you did not point at me, it could have been anybody.
Yeah,
And I think most likely it would have been
you.
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So a clutch play from myself.
Yes.
And I'll then nominate Strath for leading his team to victory and actually coming away with the advantage that was very rightly his and Oscar's. Who do we think of those three then?
Maybe Strath.
Yeah, let's give it to Strath. He played good.
Okay. All right. Well done, Strath. You are our first player of the week. So congratulations, Strath. All right. That takes us on to quotes of the episode. How do we want to do this? Shall I say the quote and then you have to guess who said it?
Yeah, go on. That's quite fun.
All right. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Who said, just fuck around and find out?
Tate?
It was in an intro video.
In an intro video.
Oh, Ben Roberts.
Could be anyone. I think it's not Ben.
They were someone that Lenny took out of the reward challenge.
Was it? Oh, Kai. It was Kai, wasn't it?
It was Kai. Yeah.
Yeah, I can picture him saying it now.
Me too.
Who said, my reputation for scumbaggery?
It's either Lenny or Noel.
Was it?
Or Strath. Reputation for scumbaggery.
Yeah, they're the three scumbags. Surely it's one of us.
Well, I can tell you that it's none of those. It was J-Bone.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Another scumbag on the cast.
Who
says?
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know if you would have caught this one, but I certainly did. Who said, "I don't really want to watch 2 hours of just you talking to Mike."
Ooh.
Was a slightly less kind shout out to the If You Know You Know podcast.
It was someone saying it to Big Dog, right? Isaac? Was it Isaac?
Yeah, it was Isaac. Shout out to Isaac, who I'm sure has made it this far in this podcast.
He's a prick.
That's very funny. Good one, Isaac.
Who got our episode title, Winning's Just the Mentality?
That was Lachlan.
It was Lachlan, yep. Who came out with, that chandelier's a bit superfluous, isn't it?
that was Strath, I think.
It was Strathclyde.
Strath said that.
That really, like, honestly, everything in that first challenge that was happening upstairs was just really funny to watch. Having not been there, like, it was way more chaotic. Like, between like Strath just being a prick and like
Lachlan tickling people.
Lachlan tickling Big Dog. It's so good.
I think at one point he tries to tickle Isaac as well, but I didn't include that. Who said you could never trust a Greenfield?
Was that Kai as well?
It was Kai. It was Kai later
on. My God. I think you're so good at this.
Well, we know who said this next one, but I'll repeat it again. I'm a bit of a loose cannon. I love being an outsider, doing my own thing.
No, when you say the whole thing, it's so funny. It's funnier the more I hear it. My God.
It's an underrated gem. Like I didn't really remember it much, and then it was only when I watched it back like half an hour ago that I saw it again. It was beautiful. Yes,
How
that was.
Did he have it in him to say that back to back on the fly, like bam, bam, bam? That's incredible.
Oh, shout out Ben Roberts. That is an excellent quote and just a really funny thing to do. So I hope we get a lot more.
I will say is comedy gold. Like last season as well, just really funny.
Yeah.
Is he in danger of getting Sorensen tier level of? I can't think of the word. We just love that person so much.
Yeah, I mean, he is just. It is the Sorensen level of just. Well, I mean, not quite Sorensen levels of ineptitude.
Just sort of how much we revere that person on this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah, he's definitely a favourite, isn't he?
He's a great man.
So I think, Ben, it may not be good for your game, but we see it and we love it.
Yeah, and he was great on the podcast last year. I think that's my favourite moment where he just went off at Oscar, just out of the blue. I think about that a lot.
Okay, we've got another quote here. We've got Mike. Are we still required to hold hands?
Is that me?
Which was met with me going, yeah. It was not you, Zal, because by the sound of things, you were enjoying hanging on to Isaac. You didn't need to ask.
Hmm.
I was looking for a reason.
Was
It's
it?
like, oh no, I guess Mike said we've got to stay attached.
I'm going to guess Carol, but I honestly have no idea.
It was J-Bone.
J-Bone.
Who was he holding hands with? Beth?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was hoping that he could allow Beth more free hands to do the puzzle. So I told him they could link arms. Who said it's nothing personal, it's just business?
Was that me?
It was, yeah.
Oh.
Clearly channeling the US season 5. Yeah, clearly big fan of that season.
Yeah, well, you know me.
Yeah, arguably the one of the worst seasons. And finally, who said at Tribal Council, friends for life is what I'm feeling about the rest of their tribe.
Hmm.
All right, I'll give you a clue.
No.
By the sound of it, this was said by the player just before you two were very keen to vote them out.
Hate. No.
Someone on your team.
JB?
JB.
It was said by J-Bone. That's the last quote, but that does bring us to Fan Corner, which all of our regular viewers will be glad that it's back this season. So, yep, new season, new crop of fans. So let's see what we've got for episode
Oh, is it
1.
different fans?
Different fans. Knowles Wagwan, bitches. Didn't expect that in the year 2026. It transported me back to year 7. When you being me, when I clearly edited in part of the challenge explanation a sign of true reality TV. Yeah, we'll be seeing a lot more of that as it comes along. J-Bone's introduction. Shout out to that, apparently. The fans were enjoying that. I guess that was J-Bone's reputation for scumbaggery. In the hype video, he says that he's anything a child would be good at, he would also be good at. Also, so you know how JD would disappear for ages, and we would be like, what the hell is he doing? And we'd have to keep waiting for him before challenges.
Yeah.
He was just filming his confessionals. Like, I think he was just refilming them a lot, and they're all quite lengthy. So, like, we got a lot of good content out of him, but it might have damaged his social capital by everyone having to wait for him a lot.
I forgot about that, but now you remind me. Yeah, that was definitely, it was a Sorensen lasagna type thing to do.
Okay, Strat's confessional / commentary and general noise. Would I want to be experiencing it firsthand in a competition setting? No, not necessarily. But as a viewer, I thoroughly enjoy it and look forward to more. So, good work, Strat. Zow's, he's going to backstab everyone in amongst Lenny backstabbing everyone.
No.
That's a nice one for both of you too.
That's too easy.
Lizzie in general, I trust Lizzie. I'm a Lizzie fan, hoping for more Lizzie in future episodes.
That's what I mean. That's what she does. She's just incredibly likable.
There we go. Could be
very nice.
season 3's Lucy right there. Oscar, the puzzle scenes were a hard watch. I started the episode rooting for him, thinking maybe this season he can pull it out. Thinking maybe this season he can pull it out of the bag, but no, I guess third time is not the charm. So not a lot of people holding out hope for Oscar there. Lack of Survivor quote knowledge is not an excuse in my book. There is still English language knowledge, so people really not thinking Oscar was impressive in these challenges. And our last fan comment this week: Lachlan doesn't seem like he knows where he is or what he's doing at any point during this episode. Keen to see if he finds out in the next episode. So, thanks to all the fans for their help for this week.
Fans.
But that does lead us nicely, Lenny, onto I guess a little tease for next episode. Do you have a little tease for everyone?
Ooh,
I think we saw in the preview there was going to be perhaps a long stick being made, and then things were being reached.
Yeah, well, let's hope it goes better than last season.
Yep. Let's hope they don't lose 5 in a row.
Will we ever see myself win one of the first 4 challenges in a season? Tune in next week to find out.
And obviously, Zhao, we unfortunately we send you off to the Redemption Challenge now. We send you off to the Redemption House where you can buy a giant live chicken and defeather and pluck it and cook it. But do you have any final thoughts on your time in the game, and perhaps any advice for for the remaining players in the game, or maybe even someone who'd come back?
Yeah, I was honestly really happy just seeing everyone and speaking to everyone. And if I have any advice for the future generation, it's to be aggressive if you feel like you're about to lose. Rally the people, rally everyone, and vote another person out. That's what you should do. Yes.
Yeah, some excellent advice right there. So Zhao, thank you so much for joining us for our premiere episode of the If You Know You Know podcast for Survivor Southampton season 3. And well, I guess, do you know what? Good luck to both of you for the rest of the game, and I hope you both make it to the end together and can rebuild this relationship after all of the backstabbing.
Yeah,
Lenny, I remember you. All right.
thank you. I'm sorry. I am sorry.
It's all right.
I wasn't that guilty. I didn't feel that guilty.
It's part of the game.
It had to be done. Someone had to go, and unfortunately, you were sat in the wrong chair. And yeah, what can you do? You were. I think you were very unlucky though. Under all your competition taken out, it's just.
I've got a question for you actually now. Is it more or less scummy from Lenny that he got you out of the game but didn't even write down your name? He didn't even have the guts to write down your name.
That's way more scummy. How do you want to vote me out and not even write my name, huh?
Well, the mob boss doesn't pull the trigger, shall?
Wow.
What we've really learned from the game, for all of our new viewers here, and shout out to Lenny's girlfriend, thanks for making it this far in the podcast. What we've really learned from this one episode is that Lenny is an extremely untrustworthy person. Clearly, he's done a lot of damage in the past to all of these people, and he's only continued that legacy in episode 1.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lenny's girlfriend, just know that you have a lot of Lenny's enemies coming for you. We have that's a target now. We have a hostage.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. See you later.